What is up, bodyweight exercise fans? In the previous videos we talked a lot about training volume. Hopefully most of you understand how important it is and how to keep track of your sets per week in order to have optimal results with muscle growth. Today I want to talk about training to failure. Somebody asked in the previous video, what about repetitions? How many do we have to do for muscle growth with bodyweight exercise? And do we have to go to failure? I'm going to start with answering his second question, training to failure, because research has shown that working with high intensity, pushing hard during your workouts is more important than rep ranges when it comes to hypertrophy, building muscle. In other words, as long as you are hitting your workout hard, as long as you are pushing yourself with every set, even if you're working high reps or lower reps, you're gonna have pretty similar results in terms of hypertrophy. So training to failure, what is it, and do you have to do it? Do you have to do it with every set? When it comes to training to failure, I like to use a more specific term, momentary muscle failure, which means training until you can't do another repetition, and here's the important part, without using good form anymore. Here's an example. Let's say you are doing pull-ups. If you start, let's say you want to do 10 repetitions, and after your 5th rep you start jerking your pelvis back and forth, using momentum, using muscle tension in the wrong places, like you're extending your jaw and you're flexing your shoulders when you're pulling yourself up, that's not a good strategy to training to failure, because it's gonna end up causing you injuries in the future. It's gonna end up accumulating inflammation in your body, and it's not a viable long-term strategy for getting bigger, gaining more muscle with bodyweight exercise. So 2 signs to keep in mind that your form is breaking down are: number 1, you're using momentum, sudden moves, your form is not clean in terms of being steady, doing the exercise smoothly. And number 2 is that you have muscle tension in the wrong areas. Let's say you're doing push-ups, another example, and you start running your shoulders, flaring out your elbows, muscle tension in the wrong areas. You want the tension to be on your chest, you want your shoulders open, your elbows pointing backwards, and you're feeling that tension, that burn in your chest. Next, I want to talk about momentary muscle failure and how often do you have to reach it? Do you have to do it in every workout, in every set? Well, basically the best strategy here to use is reaching momentary muscle failure in your last set of each exercise. So you want to find a way that you structure your sets and your repetitions that they're going to lead you to momentary muscle failure in your last set. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to do 4 sets of pull-ups today, and you start trying to do 10 pull-ups in every set. So first set you do 10 pull-ups, second set you start feeling tired, you do 8 pull-ups, third set you do 6, and fourth set you do 4. Now that means that you reached momentary muscle failure way too early in your workout. Instead, a better strategy would be here to think about how many reps did I do. Maybe trying about 7 reps in each set will be a better strategy. So you start with 7 reps first set, 7 reps second set, you're feeling good, you're still getting tired, but you can get 7 reps with good form. Third set, 7 reps, and in your last set you get 5 repetitions. That's a good strategy. That means that you structured your rep ranges and your sets in a proper way, and you rested the ideal amount of time in order to reach momentary muscle failure in your last set. Finally, I want to end this video with talking about how far away from your limit do you have to fail. So again, let's say you're doing push-ups and you are doing 20 repetitions. First set you do 20, second set you do 20, third set you do 20, and in your last set you do 17 repetitions. That means you failed 3 reps away from the limit that you set during that day. Now with higher repetitions, you can go anywhere between 1 to 4 repetitions away, reach basically momentary muscle failure anywhere between 1 and 4 repetitions away from your limit. Higher rep ranges are basically anything you do between 10 and 30 or even 40 repetitions. And with lower rep ranges, anywhere, you know, between 4 and about 9 reps, you want to reach momentary muscle failure about 1 to 2 repetitions away from your limit. So let me give you another example for lower rep ranges. Let's say you want to do 3 sets of handstand push-ups of 6 reps. If you start with 6 in your first set, 6 in your second set, and you do 5 in your third set, your last set, that means that you reached momentary muscle failure 1 repetition away from your limit, which is again a good number. So that was all. I hope you understood today's video well. Leave me questions below about anything you want to ask. I'm going to try to do as many videos as possible from now on and answer your questions. Follow me on Instagram for more bodyweight muscle building tips. What else? Check out my website. There's a link somewhere there. I have my logo. Check out the description below if you want to learn more about me, books I've written, other social media, recommended equipment and stuff like that. And until next time, keep on training.